been working on this a long time. You're finishing out your last term. What is your impression of what they're doing here? Is this everything you hoped it would be?
Everything and more. This is going to be the future of Anderson. It's been more than 10 years in planning stages, and there's been a lot of planning that went on. I've had a few people in the last few weeks call me and ask me and say, I wished I had been at that meeting. I wished I'd been at this meeting. But it was there available to them if that all they had to do was come. But yeah, it's going to be great for Anderson, and it's going to be great for the community because it's going to do nothing but make the housing more wanted around here. People will want to live in this area more and more.
And the pedestrian traffic's going to be safer and.
Oh, it's going to be much safer because what we're going to do with the section between the upper Linley Park and lower Linley Park is put a peanut in the middle, sort of like a rondo, and then that will help extend the walking trail from upper Linley Park to the lower Linley Park, and it'll come through this area as well. And there'll be bridges, there'll be all kinds of amenities for kids to play on, and new things that they've never seen before. But the wonderful thing about it is when we had one of our meetings, the children were actually able to pick out the toys that they wanted for the big toys that they wanted for the playground. So that's a great thing.
And the goal is, weather permitting, have it done maybe by the end of next year.
That's the goal. Now I won't be able to see it at the end. I will be able to see it at the end, but I won't be able to celebrate it like I'm celebrating it now. But this is a great beginning, and I'm real proud of the fact that I had a little something to do with it.
And we've both been here a long time. This is a lot bigger piece of property when you see it like this.
I've never seen it like this, and it kind of shocked me. When I looked at it, I remember the Osteen Field and all those fields, and I can't believe the size of this. It's huge. And Mr. Linley was the one that planned all of this. And if you'll notice where his touch is, in all of the areas around here, they have the pocket parks. And the pocket parks are really great for the community. I live on Henry Avenue, and there's one right in the middle of it. People that live on the Confederate Streets, Beauregard, and those streets, they have pocket parks in their areas. So Mr. Linley was very influential in making a big change back then. He was sort of looking toward the future, and he never thought about environment and all that kind of stuff, but he really was ahead of his time.
Greg, you're coming in. This is your district.
Absolutely.
This is a good time to be coming into this district.
It really is. There's a lot of exciting stuff going on. I really think this project is going to be a huge boon for our district and our neighborhood. I'm really excited to see them get to work on it.
And you grew up playing over here, right?
I did, yep. I played many summers in the ball fields with my friends. We'd come down and play pickup ball, and I played rec ball too down at the old rec center fields and here as well. So I'm certainly sad to see that go. But I've also seen our neighborhood grow and this park grow, and I've seen how great the North Linley Park Project has been for the neighborhood, how it's really provided a lot of great walking space that's really used very widely by a lot of our community and our neighbors. And I think this is going to be that same thing for the lower part of the park.
Rick and I were just talking. I've never seen it stripped out like this. I've never seen anything this. It looks so much bigger than I expected.
It does. It really does. I didn't realize there was such wide space, but when you have the ball fields in there and that culvert that overflows, it really, you have more space than you thought when you actually get down to it.
Thank you for coming to what again is a very exciting time for our city. The city's electric, and this project is just adding to its electricity. I would like to, number one, thank my fellow council members here today. You'll hear from Rick Lockridge a little bit later on, but we have Jeff Roberts, Dr. B. Thompson, and Cal Newton with us, and we also have Council-elect with us, and it's so good to have him with us today. But again, this is a beautiful day for this space. We'll hear a lot about the comings of this project. I will say that it took a long time to get here, but we're finally here, and I'm appreciative of everything everybody's done.
I'm proud of today. I'm proud of the fact that we have a new park going to be built. It's going to be something absolutely fabulous. It's going to be something that's going to make all of these people all around here really, really happy. But not only that, it's going to make all of the people in the city of Anderson happy, because it's not going to be a park just for these folks here. It's going to be a park for the city of Anderson, and it should be thought of as that. Even though these people probably use it more than some of the other people in the city, those are the other people in the city. They're certainly going to enjoy it too. I use this analogy. In the springtime, when prom time comes around, you can always tell it's prom time because you have people in the new Linley Park in the upper section out there in their gowns and tuxedos, taking pictures of themselves within the park. It just goes to show how beautiful this place is going to be. As pretty as the upper part is, this section is going to be just as pretty or even more pretty. So I'm excited about it. I'm thankful for all the people that helped make it possible, and that's really all I have to say is everybody worked hard to make it happen. It's a joint decision. So I'm happy for the city. I'm happy for the community, and I'm thankful for all the people that helped it happen. So,
but let me speak a little bit to the vision of it. So in 2017, we had some basic plans for it, and in 2021, staff went to council, and we were at a council retreat, and we asked council, and we showed a few diagrams and some thoughts and what they thought about moving forward with this project. And with the green light from that retreat, we moved ahead with preliminary design and looking at some options. And with those options came having community input sessions. And then through those community input meetings really inspired this project and inspired what you'll hear about in just a minute from Assistant City Manager Andrew Strickland, who's the project lead, and you'll hear about many of the amenities that were included. And so the vision came together. Then it was the funding. It was the figuring out how we're going to pay for it. Well, gratefully, we were the recipient of some federal grants, significant federal grants for infrastructure. And this project is, on the surface, is very much a park project, but underneath it, and literally underneath it, is sewer lines, water lines, and stormwater. And that's what really was the start of the upper section as well. It was a stormwater project, which turned into an open green space project. So we will be doing a lot of water work here, sewer work, stormwater work, and we're through federal grants and infrastructure monies, we were able to fund that part of it. And then on the amenity side of things, on what we see, the surface, the playground to come, and the pavilion, is being funded by the hospitality tax. And the council had the vision some time ago, I can't recall exactly when now, but to adopt the hospitality tax, which is a fee on prepared food and beverages, many of which come from visitors to our community. And all those funds are reinvested back into the community to attract tourism, to provide a better place to live and enhance quality of life. And so the remaining of the funding from the federal grants to the infrastructure funds comes from that. And before I turn it over to Andrew, I just want to thank the vision of council one more time. The mayor and the city council are just so supportive. We go to them with ideas that they always present even better ideas, and we're able to explore those, and the staff's able to go to work, and we get a clear direction how to move forward, and that's what leads to breaking ground and having a successful project, everybody working together.
This is the beginning of a very exciting project. I know we say it a lot. We've been involved with this project for several years. A couple of our project partners I'm going to mention here in just a second have been involved through the entire process. But when we talk about projects of this significance in the community, they don't happen in a vacuum. So there are always a lot of folks that have to be involved and come alongside. And I want to share a little bit about who those folks are today. We're going to hear a little bit in just a second from Mike Carlisto, Vice President at Edifice. Edifice is our general contractor for this project. They've done outstanding work so far. They've really gotten everything torn up really quickly. A friend of mine the other day mentioned that I told my friend about the groundbreaking, and he said, he leaned in close. He said, Andrew, I hate to share it with you, but they've already broken ground. I said, well, we got to get started. We got to show something out here first, right? To start. So we'll hear from Edifice in just a second. Our design team from Goodwin Mills Kaywood, GMC. You'll see them walking around here in just a second.
But they've been involved with this project when it was just really a design, it's a preliminary design with the extension of Whitner Creek Greenway. That was even before I started here in 2019, 5 years ago. So this project has grown in scope over the years to what we're going to talk about today. Goodwin Mills Kaywood team includes Tyler Morgan as project manager, Nick Wade, project engineer, Wes Spires and Lauren Prainer on architecture, Gary Brown and Patrick Thaxton on environmental and the stream design, Chris Yang with Carolina Parks and Play. We've got some really cool playground equipment coming to this project, and Chris has had a lot to do with that, so we thank you for that. Mike Burns and Brandon Norris with Burr Foreman were instrumental in this project, as is David Cheatwood, First Tryon. And of course, David did, and I of course will do it as well. I can't thank City Council enough for having the vision for this project. Several years ago, we mentioned the 2017 Parks and Rec Master Plan, and how important that is, but just to carry the project forward every year, and challenge staff and challenge our design team to make sure that this project meets our community's needs. And above all, even above City Council, I don't know that I'm supposed to say that as administration, but the community was so involved in this project from day one. David mentioned we had several public outreach and sessions, drop-ins. We had over 300 people involved in the design, the commenting periods for this park, which is incredible. It seems like a small proportion of a larger community, but it's tough to get people to come out and give their feedback. Provide some afternoons and evenings to us to help make a project in their neighborhood successful. But they did it. This community cares about this project. I want to share a little bit about what we're going to see. So right now you don't see a whole lot. You see a lot of dirt, a lot of stuff that used to be. This was a very important park. It is a very important park in Anderson. So it's important that anything we do moving forward meets or exceeds that expectation. So this is a very exciting project for us. In addition to stream restoration project David mentioned a little while ago, this is an infrastructure project. We're going to have brand new sewer lines, brand new water lines. We don't waste an opportunity to dig up the earth here in Anderson and upgrade our services to the next level. But we're also going to remove the concrete out of Whitner Creek and restore it to its natural stream channel. It's a really important piece of this. It's going to create additional habitat for wildlife in the area, but it's also going to create some storm volume storage for us. Downstream floods every now and then, so this will help the larger community as well as we create a larger recharge area. We're going to do some traffic improvements. I've mentioned it before, but we coined the term with this project, the peanut about. The North Avenue, Glenwood, Blair intersection, really complicated intersection over the years. Lots of wrecks and near wrecks happen at that intersection. Peanut about will cure that intersection, some of that speeding traffic through this area, but it'll also allow us to extend the Whitner Creek Greenway from North Linley Park all the way down to the rec complex and beyond. So that's an exciting addition to this project as well. I mentioned the restoration of the creek. We're making several other pedestrian safety improvements. We're going to make it a lot easier to get into the park if you're walking or jogging in the area or biking in the area. Right now, it's tough to get into the park. You've really got to go down to Malden or up to Blair and Glenwood to really get in the park. We're going to create several mid-block crossings on both sides of the park to make it easy and safe for folks to get in. That's also going to give us the ability to create some traffic calming along this stretch, because one of the number one concerns we heard from the community during these public input sessions was folks really speed around Linley Park, and we've seen it anecdotally ourselves as well. So we're going to there's never a magic bullet for those things, but we're going to do what we can to do our part to slow traffic down in this area.